Hey,
What's up, y'all?
We're back.
Welcome back.
Dang,
It's been 3 weeks, 2 weeks, or something like that.
weeks?
Yeah, it's been 2 weeks. Yeah.
2 weeks.
Sorry, guys. It's been a little busy on our end. We were some of us were traveling, some of us were just busy, occupied with other things. But nevertheless, we're here, and we miss doing this.
Yeah, we do.
2 weeks is too long.
Yeah, man. Wow, that seemed longer
Yeah,
than 2
yeah.
weeks, bro. I don't know why,
for sure.
But, we're back, man. My name's Anthony. Like you guys already
Ish.
know, we're going to talk about movies and
Yeah.
everything else. You guys have our friend Duke right here with
Yes,
us. We
our new
forgot that
co-host.
he was in here, to be honest. And yeah, man.
Yeah, man. Today we're gonna be talking about a few things. A lot of things happened over the last few weeks, but we're gonna be staying a little bit relevant and touching on some other things. But we all know that the Joker sequel is eventually happening. Some other stuff. We have some Batman casting news as well.
Right.
We're also going to be talking about Michael Jackson's biopic that is in the works.
I'm excited
right now.
about that, man.
Yeah.
I wanna talk about that.
Oh yeah, and we're going to be talking about the Mandalorian.
I love it.
The Mandalorian, if you haven't checked it out. So I know a lot of people have been hitting me up about what you think and like, what are you going to be talking? I don't know if I've told you this, but like, yeah, some people were texting me like, dude, I can't wait to like hear what your thoughts are and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So our thoughts. So
I can't wait
it's
to
gonna
talk
be fun.
about that too.
Yeah, it's gonna be fun, guys.
Actually,
So
Mandalorian is probably better for me to want to talk about more.
Yeah, for sure.
Anyway, okay, cool.
All right, guys. So let's go into out of the box.
Out of the box, here we go. Well, I'm sure this was no surprise to anyone, but Frozen is at number one. It ranked in about it's give or take 136 million, and it's doing really well. It's been getting I don't know about the reviews as far as the reviews are concerned.
It's been pretty positive,
but I think it's been doing okay.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, it's making 136 million. Even with bad reviews, I'm sure this movie would have made crazy amounts of money, and it's still going to continue. Ford and Ferrari versus Ford v Ferrari. I'm sorry, at 17 million, which is pretty respectful actually for its second week. And then you have The Beautiful Day in the Neighborhood with Tom Hanks coming in at 17 million. But that's what it looks like. 21 Bridges is going to be coming in at 13 million.
Mm-hmm.
And man, what stands out to you in this box office?
Well, everything. Like I haven't been able to watch anything on any of these movies.
Yeah, neither have I.
And I literally, I'm not even joking. Even Frozen 2, I want to watch all of them. Like I want to watch all these movies.
All of them, yeah. All of the top three I want to watch now.
Yeah, so 21 Bridges, by the way, are from the Russo brothers.
Right.
The guys that brought you Endgame and Infinity War.
And then it's what's his name? Black Panther guy.
Yeah. Chadwick.
Chad Boswick.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's playing.
Yeah, so
it's not getting very good reviews.
Oh, really?
That I do know.
Oh, okay.
That I do know. Beautiful Day in the Neighborhood actually did get some really good positive reviews.
Dude, I can't wait to see that, dude. Looks so good.
And what do you think about Ford v Ferrari?
I mean, that's if I had to pick out of all of them, that would be it. Like I saw a little clip with Matt Damon doing an interview, and they started talking about certain things, and they showed what the story was about, because I'm really like kind of blind on that. I don't really know a lot about this historical event, but like his whole speech, he had like a little clip about a speech and why they're doing it and why they're pushing to beat Ferrari. Right. And it was like inspiring. Like I was like, dang, that kind of like spoke to me a little bit. You know what I mean?
Right.
So I can't wait. Duke, what do you want to say, bro?
You want to say something?
So I'm really looking forward to that movie.
Yeah, no, it looks really good, dude. I mean, it just the history that's there,
Mm-hmm.
and the reason why they wanted to go up against those. I think it was Italy, I believe.
With Ferrari. Oh, the race.
Yeah, it was.
I don't really remember.
But the history in that seems like it's very interesting. I don't know very much about it. Apparently, a lot of people that know about cars know. Obviously,
it's a big thing.
Story.
It's a big deal.
It's a true story. The trailer's very appealing to me.
Yeah, and
I can't wait to go watch it.
I just want to see Christian Bale in his best.
Yeah.
Like I hear a lot of people say that it's one of his best roles.
Yeah,
so I don't know.
He looks like he's going to do really well in that movie.
Yeah, for sure. So, yeah, man.
So that's the box office. One of the things that I did want to touch on really quick.
Oh yeah.
Is before we finish the box office, Charlie's Angels is going to be making about $3 million this week at the box office, which is like it's excruciating.
Sony bet a lot on this movie.
Yes, I want to say it cost about $80 million.
I think that was up there
to 80 to 100 million to make. The fact that it only raked in $8 million in its first week, okay, and then the second week here we have it at $3 million, and I think internationally it's not doing that great either. And so this is where you have that kind of thing with movie studios of like really going bankrupt because of things like this, right? Sometimes on studios, not the actual production company that, not Paramounts and the Universals of the world. I'm talking these little smaller studios sometimes that really take a hit. But I wanted to touch on Elizabeth Banks's message, or she said something before the movie actually came out, before the Charlie's Angels came out. She said that if this movie doesn't do well, it just solidifies the fact that men won't go see women action movies, that they only want to see superhero kind of things, or even if it is a superwoman, a superhero that's a woman, that it has to be a part of a comic book thing. Yeah. What do you think about that?
I don't agree with that. I totally don't agree with that. There's tons of movies that were like more centered to like chick flicks that did great. Look at Crazy Rich Asians, dude, amazing. That's really all. Well. It was really centered to women, right? It was really beneficial for that. The cast only has one male lead, which, by the way, I love that guy. I forgot his name.
I don't remember, but they're using him a lot in movies right now.
He's so good. He's going to be in a movie with Matthew McConaughey and some other stuff. He's going to be a big star in the future. Yeah, he's going to be big. But that's one of the movies I'm like, no, dude, this is totally off. Like the trailer sucked. I had no idea what was going to happen in that movie. Yeah, it's Charlie's Angels and stuff like that, but it's an old franchise that really doesn't really have a big following. You know what I mean? It's not a cult classic. You know what I mean?
Well, I mean, I guess when you call it a cult classic would be probably only because the shows did come out back in the 70s or maybe 80s. But there was that. So there is this history and following to these characters. Yeah. However, the trailers were really bad.
Yeah, horrible.
It felt to me, in the trailers at least, okay, I didn't watch the movie, but in the trailers at least, I felt that the way that they were doing it, they wanted it to be so fictitious that it kind of didn't fit the roles that the particular people were playing, and especially with one of the girls that nobody even knows, which is fine, but again, the trailers didn't complement the movie in itself, and so there's just a lot of bad things that Charlie's Angels did.
It was not appealing at all. That's the only movie I don't want to see in this list.
But I don't agree with her because I feel that there's a lot of franchises that are men franchises, like the Terminator, for instance. It did really bad.
Really bad.
It did really, really bad.
And it's all guys. Yeah. As a matter of fact, I want to say that it's probably like 100% the people that go. I mean, not 100%, but like, you know what I mean? Like, above 90% to actually go see the movie.
And everyone knows Terminator. Everyone knows that franchise. It's just, if you give the way that you advertise your movie, or maybe people just, get fatigued of just something. And it's just like, man, we gave it a bunch of tries when you guys tried to do it back then and it didn't get it right. Like, I have no confidence in you guys now. But anyway, I don't agree with Elizabeth Banks. She is in total right to feel the way that she feels if she wants to. I feel that that's just talking out of her butt a little bit. You know what I mean? Just because she's already kind of being like, well, if my movie does bad, this is why. Like, come on. That's just not cool. Especially someone as cool as you, Elizabeth. If you're watching this, which I'm sure you are. You watch us every day. Anyway, so moving on, man.
All right. So the next part we're going to be talking about are our hot tops. Yes. We have a few of them today, and the first one is Todd Phillips in talks to direct a bunch of stuff.
Yeah.
Sources from Hollywood Reporter and pretty much everyone else online have been saying the following: that following their hit movie Joker, director Todd Phillips headed into Warner Brothers Picture and requests or proposed an outsized idea that he wanted to have the rights to develop a portfolio of DC characters' origin stories. And so he's in talks with Warner Brothers and doing that, and including in that talk is a sequel to The Joker, which is a smash hit of over $1 billion with only a budget of $60 million or so. So, yeah, man, what's your thoughts on that, bro?
Wow, I mean, for them to be able to say something like that, obviously, they go back and say, "Wow, Todd did a great job with The Joker."
Yeah,
and so,
which he
absolutely did. The attention to detail in that film was amazing.
Yeah.
Was something out of this world. I think that a lot of people sometimes don't pay attention to enough, that he really made that movie for not only very much, but he also, what he did was he didn't get paid up front. He said, "I want a portion of whatever the movie makes."
Really?
So he was able to say,
"What a deal!
I trust in my product this much that I'm not going to take a paycheck from you guys. Okay? I'm just going to do it for free." But whatever the movie makes.
Yeah.
And what did the movie make? It's over $1
billion,
billion, right?
man. He must have, oh my gosh. I wonder
Todd
what's his percentage.
Phillips is making about $100 million, I believe, this year, out of not just that, but just other projects that he has all incumbent.
Wow.
He's making about $100 million. Now, if someone does something like that with that kind of confidence and belief in oneself, yes, I want you to go ahead and do whatever you want to these other characters in my world that I have control over, and come up with something great, because that's exactly what he did with Joker. And I'm so happy and really happy for that guy, that he was able to believe in himself that much to be able to do something that great.
Yeah.
And he delivered. And
man.
Oscars.
Oh yeah.
Oscars, please.
You're seeing a bunch of advertisements for that, and for your consideration for the Joker and stuff like that, and everyone's on board. Everybody's on board. So, I'm really excited to see that Todd Phillips has that faith in his projects. The portfolio of DC character origin stories. I've said this countless times on this show, and DC has the best a pool of villains and characters in any franchise or any fiction story.
Absolutely.
DC has an amazing portfolio of characters, and him doing the treatment of Joker on multiple, like Lex Luthor, just bringing up like even maybe super galactic people like Darkseid. Imagine Darkseid like being treated like, just think about like a medieval like film, but like just Darkseid's origin story.
That's so awesome, bro.
Amazing, bro. Like Todd Phillips, he could do it, dude.
And imagine what they can do with how the future developments of those characters when using them in these special.
See, this could be a wake up call for DC and the studio, the Warner Brothers, because they've been focusing on doing this whole thing what Marvel is doing, and what they should be doing is let's tell great stories of these villains that are the strength of the DC universe, in my opinion, and add these other characters. Like that's what they're doing with Black Adam with Dwayne Johnson.
Yeah,
he's the star of his own movie that's coming up, but they're adding Dr. Fate, they're adding all these other characters, but he's the star because that is the most interesting character of that story. Let's just focus on the villains and add the Supermans and add the Batmans and let's just follow that.
Because we already know them.
Yes, we know them. We don't need them anymore.
We don't need them.
We want something new, fresh, what Joker did.
That is great, dude. That's great stuff. I hope exactly what you said right now is in these DC executives' mind.
Yep.
Because not only would that be great,
I think it's a wake-up call for sure.
man, these villains, bro,
Mhm.
and I don't know if it's intentional. Now,
it could be just
not be
the way that Todd Phillips may be thinking, but
right.
yeah.
But the fact that it was so great, this Joker movie, I went back and watched it. Yes, it's uncomfortable. Yes, it's has a lot of things as to why you sometimes don't want to rewatch it, but you respect it for the beast of a movie that it is.
Yeah, for sure.
And I can't wait for number 2. Right now we have to go into this a little bit because this is so super important, going into the Batman world, right?
Right.
And you have to now, because of number 2-ish.
Yeah.
Because of number 2, everyone. Because it's 2. When it was told to us by Joaquin Phoenix and Todd Phillips himself that there was not going to be a sequel, that there is nothing that they're doing because they just wanted to tell a story and that's it. Now they're saying, nope, no, we lied. Basically, there is going to be a number 2.
Yeah, well,
now because of that number 2, can we hope? Can we pray right now that they involve it to some degree
with Batman,
with what's
Matt
going
Reeves.
on with Matt Reeves?
I think they'll have to do a number 2 and see where it goes from there. I think that's what Warner Brothers is so gun shy. Like they're so afraid of like the whole Batman versus Superman because they bet big on Batman versus Superman, Justice League. They had like these 3 films in production. You know what I mean? And it didn't hit, and they're gun shy about it. You know what I mean? Now they have to see if it really works or was it lightning in a bottle. You know what I mean? Like was it a luck?
Yeah.
And
I'm sure that
I think that Warner Bros is just kind of shy about it. But if Joker 2 does the same thing, and then all these other portfolio characters that Todd Phillips is going to bring to the table, and it works, dude, they're going to go to full guns on it because they would be.
So
idiotic
you think that there's still another film that needs to be done by the Joker?
Think so. I think
to be able to
maybe not specifically the Joker, but another like film with origin story that we've never seen before. Something that will prove that it will work.
Too. This is going to be the Joker.
Right.
What you have to, I mean, what story can you tell? Really looking at it from inside out now.
Yeah.
And who is the Joker?
So,
what story do you tell after already telling
his relationship with Batman? His relationship going to get to Batman.
So that's what I'm saying. Then yes.
It has to be another origin story. And the next origin story for Joker is either one, Harley Quinn's relationship, which I don't think they're going to go down that route because they really are really happy with Margot Robbie.
Yeah.
And I don't think they'll bring her in for that. And then 2, the relationship with Batman. So the only origin story that I could see them actually execute is that one. And do they bring in Matt Reeves?
God, dude, that would be so
Matt Reeves Batman? I don't know. I don't think so. Not right now. I don't think so.
We still don't know what story Matt Reeves is telling and how he's telling.
Well, they're casting, John Turturro
is Falcone.
Yeah, Falcone, which was a great casting.
What was another one?
And I mean, there's like a ton, right? Like there's
we know about
Jonah Hill
Kravitz,
did it. Kravitz, exactly.
Catwoman girl, and then
I'm thinking about Riddler. I forgot who that is.
Paul.
We talked about it.
Remember the guy from 12 Years a Slave?
Oh yeah. I forgot. Yeah, but
I mean, it's all coming together. I love the casting so far, guys.
Yeah,
I really love the casting for the Batman.
Great.
I do think that there's a possibility, and if they don't do it, I think it's an opportunity wasted. That they should involve right now, that they have this hype right now going with the Joker, to involve it with the new Batman, and they create this world where now new superheroes are coming into that one. Because that's what Marvel did. Marvel did that with the Iron Man. Iron Man was so good. They didn't know what they were doing with it in the beginning. They just put something out there. It was that great, and they were able to build around it. And that's
because they had Fantastic Four, which was still Fox, but
and it did away.
Other stuff.
The X-Men movies were the ones to watch back then.
That too. Yep.
But yeah, man. So great things.
Yeah. Let us know what you guys think.
Let us know.
Please comment below. All right. So the next stop, next hot topic is Michael Jackson's biopic.
Yeah.
It's in the works.
So Michael Jackson's doing a biopic, huh?
Yeah, pretty much. John Logan will pen the screenplay for the movie, which he did that for the Bohemian Rhapsody movie, which is Eddie Redmayne's.
That's exciting.
You know what I mean? A lead role, that he knocked out the park and stuff like that. So a lot of great news coming for this. There's a lot of talks about the Michael Jackson estate, having talks with people because of certain other biographies or documentaries that are kind of putting Michael Jackson's name to shame about just different, scenarios, things that have been said, like in documentary Leaving Neverland. That was one of the things. So
yeah,
they're in a lawsuit actually with HBO about that.
What do you think about it? What are you thinking right now with that?
Taking up a biopic that the Michael Jackson estate is in charge of is going to be it's going to be interesting, because I know with Bohemian Rhapsody, their whole thing was, it was kind of like leading a type of gay rights movement in the whole movie. I think that was like one of the subplots of the thing.
Right.
And they was kind of hitting on that. But in this case with Michael Jackson, it's a slippery slope, because there's a lot of things out there right now. One of my friends, we were talking about this, and he texted me like a link to like documentaries and stuff like that. And he's like, "Hey, have you watched this?" And I'm like, "No, because I don't want to see Michael Jackson in that light." Because I grew up as a huge fan. If you guys don't know, watch Leaving Neverland at your own discretion, because it might be a little graphic. Yeah. But there's a lot of dark history on it. Whether you guys believe it was true or not, there's things that maybe it's a little touchy to talk on, and it's not about rights, right? That movie wouldn't talk about like the right to do things like that. You know what I mean? It's more of like the taint that it will leave. And my problem is that this biopic, will they address that? And how will they address it? Will they be realistic with it? If it's the Michael Jackson estate, I'm guessing they're gonna pretty much put a cover over it and maybe not even touch that part, which I don't think it's fair, because it's a big part of the latter part of Michael Jackson's life. So it's not everything that he did. I mean, he failed and things like that, and he was accused, but he did amazing things like with his music as well. So that not any artist in the world, I think, really where it was capable of doing, like uniting people and stuff like that. Right. But yeah, that's my point of view. It's a little tricky. I want to see the film. I want it to be made, but I want it to be real.
Yeah,
that's it.
Yeah, I think that when you look at a life like Michael Jackson's, right? Mm-hmm. I was right there with you, man. I'm a huge Michael Jackson fan. Mm-hmm. I learned his songs word for word. It was just a great time in music history when he was around, when Thriller was around, when he did Black and White. I mean, this guy was the, I guess in now times, the Beyonce and the and the Jay-Z of the world. Back in that time. He was that big and he was that great. And so there was a lot of things that he, exposed himself to a lot with this kid thing, having kids all around him, even after him getting, accused about all these things. And so that you can't make a movie, you can't make a biopic without involving that stuff about him. Now, I'm not here to judge him, because I'm not. Honestly, it's one of those things that, yes, I have an opinion, but I keep it to myself, because even my opinion can probably make people feel a certain way that they might like it, they might not like it. And to be honest, I don't know what happened.
Yeah, no one does, really.
I could just say, for me, is I love his music, and I love who he was and what he brought from the happiness that he brought to my life.
He changed music.
Yeah. And now, you see all these things like Finding Neverland, which was a hard watch. It was one of those documentaries you're just like, oh man, wow, that's and you leave those documentaries like thinking, okay, and you analyze that information and you try to make up. You try to give the benefit of the doubt to the people if you can. If you can't, then All that said, if you're making a movie about Michael Jackson, that needs to be involved.
Yeah.
That needs to be included because of how much it mattered when all that was going on. Right. And it still matters. It's still out
it's still
there.
Relevant.
It's still really super relevant. And so it's a great time to be putting out a biopic about Michael Jackson because he's still so relevant, and he's going to be relevant all the time. But right now, with all this, stuff, and these guys said some pretty.
I know. I heard. I haven't watched it.
I watched it, and they said some pretty, like, dude, you leave that documentary feeling like you believe them.
Yeah.
But then you go back and you have to reassess everything, and you also, it's never going to be a definitive yes or a definitive no as far as I'm concerned. I just don't know, and I'd rather just not say. Mm-hmm. So that's where I'm at with it, but I love that they're making a movie about it. So,
yeah, dude. Yeah. It's gonna be interesting to see how that develops.
Michael Jackson.
Look at Duke. He's like, what the heck was that?
What? Shut up. All right, man.
All right. So on to the last and final. Well, that's the same thing. The final topic that we have today is Mandalorian.
Oh my God. Did you just say Mandalorian?
The Mandalorian.
Every time I hear that word,
or
that name,
it's like hairs that
goosebumps
go up on my arm.
Yeah.
The Mandalorian on Disney Plus. I know a lot of you.
Oh, Disney! What's that? What's Disney?
Everyone watching this has Disney Plus or has been given access to Disney Plus.
Yes, for about 7 days.
Yeah, for 7 days at least. So
that's how gangster Disney is. That they don't give the whole month. They're like, no, we're not Netflix. No. We're more, we'll give you 7
We know
days.
what we have, so we're not gonna be easy.
Exactly. And, oh my God, do they have something?
Yeah.
I don't mind paying the whatever it is
for sure. Dude.
What do you think?
It's like $6, man. $6.99, not bad at all. So we want to talk about the Mandalorian on here. I know a lot of you may have not seen it, so maybe just give a quick kind of like talk about it. Like,
absolutely.
What do you guys? What do you think about
absolutely. I'm gonna go first. I feel like because I know that it's just probably gonna have some really good stuff to say. I'm excited to hear. I'm excited to hear what you have to say.
This is gonna be a long video, longer.
Yeah, that's this. We're back. By the way, look, man, wow, where to start, Lord Jesus, Jon Favreau. I just gotta say,
yes, thank you.
I just gotta say, Jon Favreau, you are believe it or not, he's the reason why, arguably, you can say why there's a DC universe. I mean, I'm sorry, an MCU that there is now because of Iron Man and oh my God, guys, this guy. I love Jon Favreau, man. Oh my God, do I love this man? He made something that made me go back and feel the nostalgic feelings, or not even that, just a feeling going back and to revisit what Star Wars was for me when I was a kid. The feeling of just being around like the cities and interacting with everything, and the fact that Jon Favreau brought it in a way that he really made me feel that I was back in that Star Wars world.
New Hope?
Yes.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Just, bro, it's amazing what this man has done.
Well.
Let alone the fact that they picked the right guy for the Mandalorian. The voice is amazing. Wow, this show is great, bro.
Yeah.
It is so good. The first episode, loved it. Second episode, even more loved it. And this third episode that I just finished watching a little bit ago. Man, bro.
It gets better and better.
It is so freaking good. Man, dude, I can't say enough good things about this, bro.
Yeah. I know. I feel you. My quick review on it, everything you said is valid. I literally feel like that. I'm lost for words. The first episode was amazing. I was like, wow, I can't believe they pulled it off. The last part of that episode was amazing. And then just it gets better and better every single episode. I do want to clarify before we go into spoilers is that if you have not watched any Star Wars films, it's okay. You don't have to be an expert or even had to watch any of the other Star Wars movies.
It's going to make you want to go watch that stuff.
Yes, you're very, very right. You will be engaged. It's great acting. It's a great world. It's great effects. The directing was pretty good, especially in the last one was amazing. There's only 3 episodes right now. Next week, every Friday, they're going to release until releasing 8 episodes. So I encourage you guys, go watch it. Like, hit me up if you want to come over and watch it. Like, dude, let's do a party.
Yeah,
I mean, it's my new Game of Thrones. It's my new Game of Thrones. I'm just gonna say it. Like, I love this show so much, and it's not because I love Star Wars. It's not because of that. It's just because the show is really well made.
I believe that, and I give him so much crap about that because he always likes Star Wars stuff. I always give him like, dude, you have to be subjective, and I'm not gonna lie, dude. This show, is just
and it's like it's a show, but like it really isn't. Like I've never seen a show like this. It feels like a long movie with like parts to it. It's weird, but it's great. I love it. So let's get into spoilers, bro.
I love what you said right now. It's like a long movie.
It is. It really is. Like the first 3 episodes are all Act 1 of the movie. You know what I mean? It really is. And so I have so many things to say about this. So let's go over episode 1 just real quick. What your thoughts on that? What'd you like? Is there anything you didn't like?
No, I think the episode 1 was really good. I mean, it introduced you to who he was and what he was doing, and kind of give you the probably the best representation of what kind of world you're stepping into. Yes. And I love that about it. I love, that he had a bounty and he had to go deliver that blue guy. Yeah, yeah. And even with how he, did that carbonite thing to him. It's great stuff, dude. There was nothing. Absolutely the most forgettable episode probably out of all 3 of them. For me.
I've watched that episode less times than the other,
and
including the 3,
exactly,
which just premiered yesterday.
I loved it because it did just develop the character about what he was going to do and what world he's in. Like I said, I don't mean to repeat myself, but that's what it really felt like. Like it was just like, hey man, this first episode, I just want you to know what he does.
Set up,
boom, he set everyone up. Did a great job at it. It's okay that it's probably the most forgettable show out of the ones because oh my god, is there some great stuff?
Yeah, for sure.
But yeah.
So chapter 1 was the same. I just loved it. I loved like a few things here, nods and different things. I love the Mandalorian part where he started building his shoulder, his pad, his armor. When I saw that, I was like, oh my gosh, that's what they're gonna be doing, dude. That's so sick. That's so amazing. And I was like, Lord, like it just builds on it, right? Yeah, you don't have to do it. I don't know anything about what that meant. Like I have so many questions about this, but I'm just kind of leaning into it because like the whole Mandalorian, like building an armor, like I don't know exactly what all that means. Like I know that they're there and it feels like they're like alone or they're running from things or something like that. That's what I'm getting, but I don't get it. I don't really understand it. So just so you guys know, we're in the same boat. The last part of chapter 1 though, let's talk about that. Like the bounty hunter of the IG-11, that droid that at the end. Amazing comedy, great timing.
Yes.
Like just the whole bit about self-destruction. Like, I don't know if you remember that?
Yeah, absolutely.
I love that. It was amazing. But the highlight of the whole episode, right, was the very last part.
Yes.
Which no one, I don't care who you are, you did not see that coming. You did not see a little freaking Baby Yoda show up out of nowhere.
You're absolutely right.
Amazing. Like the whole thing, like he's 50 years old. Then you see a little pod. You're like, what the heck? 50 years? How's this small alien, I guess? And then little Baby Yoda shows up.
I love it. I love that droid. You're reminding me of the last part of the first episode. Yeah. Dude, the droid was great. I love the way that he turned. I love the way that he just like self-destruct. And I loved how, Mandalorian kills him.
So dude, I thought he was I thought he was gonna kill Baby Yoda too. I thought he did. I was like, no, like I yelled at my TV.
There was a feeling, though, I felt that I did feel like that he was going to save it for some reason. But, I mean, obviously, it didn't. Yeah, it was great. It was great.
It fooled me, dude. It was so good. The reveal was amazing.
And my God, does this little Baby Yoda look awesome.
Yeah, let's talk about episode 2 then. Because little Baby Yoda's all over it.
I didn't think there was, I don't think, okay, when I went into episode 2, I did not think that they were going to actually be able to top it that quickly.
I know, dude.
And I'm sorry to not get into 3 yet, but dude, episode 2, bro, it was great the way that he meets that man and how he helps him with
I have
shit.
Spoken.
Dude. And I want to talk about that real quick now, and you talk about the rest.
Yeah, for sure.
Absolutely loved that this guy went to go get an egg for these little dudes.
Oh, that's episode 3.
No, that's episode 2, no?
No, No,
episode 2.
No. Episode 2 is where he goes to is that episode 2?
Yeah, episode 2.
Episode 2.
Episode 2 is where his ship and all those guys got it, all his ship. And he has to go and do some stuff for them. And then he gets with that one old dude that he's super wise. Love that character. I forget his name right now.
Yeah, I forgot about it.
But
he's an Ugnaught.
Yes, dude. I love that character so much. So much.
Yeah. The Jawa part, everything's coming back to me now.
And so in that part, like, you know, they have his ship's parts, and he has to leave. And so
I feel bad for him, bro.
Yeah,
I was like, oh, dude, that's messed up. But stupid Jawas, man.
Yeah, they make him go get a stupid egg from one of these big old creatures.
The egg.
Yes, and. Oh my God, dude. He goes through trials, man. And right when he was gonna die.
Dude, you see how he was like he's like, I'm just gonna die now. I'm ready. I'm ready to like die.
And Baby Yoda said no. And he grabs that thing. Oh man, bro. I'm done. Pack my bag. I don't want to see any more shows ever again.
Yeah.
It was that good.
Yeah, it was great. It was amazing.
Oh, it was glorious, dude. It was glorious. I felt like, oh my God, I just went to the movies right now and that's the feeling I got, dude. Like I just watched Star Wars, The Rise of Skywalker stuff.
Yes.
That's how I felt.
Yeah, exactly.
My God, dude, I know we're super excited, but yeah, that's how I felt.
Yeah. When he fell off the thing, when they like striked him and like he fell off, I just love the way that they're showing that this guy is not a perfect like bounty hunter. He can't do everything. And he fails and stuff like that. I love that part. But the Baby Yoda part of what the last few episodes have been about, just full disclosure, if you guys have any questions about that, it's not actually Yoda per se. It's not him.
No, it's his species though.
Yeah, this takes place after the Return of the Jedi, which like you just watch it if you haven't watched it, but it's like it's night and day. It's by this time Yoda is actually dead. He's dead. Yeah. Spoiler alert. But yeah, so it's not Baby Yoda. It's not Yoda, but it's a Baby Yoda, and we don't know the species, so that's why we. But we
know that it's Force driven now.
Yeah,
the Force sensitive.
Right.
He moved that thing. He's definitely, and at that age to do what he did.
Right.
Oh my God, dude. It's unspeakable. Nobody does that. Nobody does that at that age.
So cool, man. So cool. So at the very end of the whole thing about Yoda just kind of holding, or Baby Yoda holding the beast and just blowing us away, it kind of got me thinking about certain things, like what is going on. And that's when I started really thinking about like, what's the purpose? Why is this kid like getting hunted or being requested by the Empire? Because the Empire's dissolved, so it's not really the Empire, but something's happening in the background and in the down low actually, and they're trying to get this Force sensitive baby for a reason, right? And so you start questioning why they want him, what is it, what they're trying to do, and now we go into episode 3.
Right. And so what do you think what they were trying to do?
So with that,
with the information
in episode 3, if you haven't watched it, please go watch it. Please just stop it right now and then come back, because we're going to talk about it really heavily right now. Episode 3, you see that he turns in the baby, and he like
very reluctantly.
You see the whole struggle, which is amazing because the guy is wearing a mask. You don't see his facial expressions or anything like that.
Dude, that's a great point. That's
that
a great
he
point.
is feeling things, and the directing on this, and just the acting of even Pedro Pascal is just so good, so great, man. I love this. And so you see it how he struggles with this, gives in Baby Yoda, goes back, and the whole thing with the lever with the Baby Yoda trying to like pull it.
Yeah.
Dude, my heart was like about to explode of the cuteness.
Yes.
Like, I wanted to cry. Like I really did.
It's so cute, man.
And so when he pulls and it brings him back, right, to understand like, oh man, I can't leave this kid here. God knows what they're gonna do to the kid. Yeah. So he goes back, breaks in, and when you see Baby Yoda in there, he's like strapped to something, and he's with a droid, a medical droid, I think it's called, and they're about to suck something up or something like that. Because in one of the scenes before that, you hear a conversation through like thermal. He starts talking about like extract something, he said. And so that's getting me thinking. If you guys don't know about Star Wars lore about this is a little deep, but Jedi or Force people that use the Force, which is not just the Jedi, they have this thing called midichlorians. Okay, and midichlorians is established in Episode 1 as a substance or molecular like.
That defines how strong you are with the Force.
Yes, with the Force. It allows you to communicate with the Force. That's what it is. And so they do counts and stuff like they count the level of it and stuff like that. And so I'm guessing is that the Empire is looking for Force-sensitive kids or whatever to extract midichlorians.
And use them.
Use them, whether it's for cloning or for whatever else. Because cloning is a thing in Star Wars, so you just kind of have to accept it. So the question is, why the hell do they want this midichlorians? And does it tie into anything with because it's the Empire? So you have to think, with Palpatine coming back, because we all know it's coming back to Rise of Skywalker and all these other things. Like, is there something there connected? Is there a link?
Yeah. So, I mean, I think you're right. I mean, there's a lot of questions that can be asked as to why they want Baby Yoda. Now, we also have to keep in mind that the guy that was doing those experiments on Baby Yoda did mention that if it wasn't for him, that he would have died. So we still are a little hazed about, it's a little hazy to me at least, exactly what he meant by that. I don't know what was going on with Baby Yoda, and maybe they did help him somehow. Now, going into that fact as far as why they would want these midichlorians, and it is a way to define how strong you are with the Force. Right. How are they using it though? Right. How are they going to be? It could be like cloning. It could be all these things that you said. Right. But I also feel that there is probably this. That's something right away that we can think about. What other way can the Force be used? And maybe they figured it out.
Maybe they did.
As far as the episode is concerned, dude, I love when I love the whole thing. I mean, wow, man, just his reluctancy to show that he doesn't want to get rid of the baby. Being in a mask, as you said, which is a great point. Wow, man, it's just a great acting job by this guy. And the fact that he fights with it, and the fact he comes back after remembering something that happened in the ship and just establishing their connection even that much more together. And he goes back and kicks butt, may I add. He is just awesome. Dude, that scene, he's fighting, and he's like, when I'm thinking he's going to give up, because there was just no way, this dude is not about to just go against all these people. He says, I'm doing it. And he vaporized, and then he throws disintegration. God, is Lord Jesus, what is wrong with this man? But no, he's great, man. And so here he comes. All hope is lost. He's about to die. Boom! Out of the sky comes all the Mandalorian, all the bounty hunters, all of them together and fighting, and it was just.
I didn't expect that.
I didn't expect that, and I thought it was so great. And for a minute there, he looks at Baby Yoda before the bounty hunters all come in. He looks at Baby Yoda, and Baby Yoda's asleep. And then the second time he looks at him, he opens his eyes. So he makes you, Jon Favreau, you little sneaky director. I know you wanted us to think that maybe Yoda was going to do something with the Force to help him, but you did it. You just like Totally, like,
and that's what I love about this. The last few three episodes, like every single episode has brought something like, oh, I didn't expect that. I didn't expect that. I didn't expect that. You know what I mean? And it's just so great, refreshing to be able to experience this on a weekly basis with Star Wars. Like, it's been decades since I felt like this.
Yes,
really, seriously.
I totally feel you. It's just great to feel like something that you love and you adore from when you were a child.
Yeah,
it comes back at almost the same feeling you get. And I want to say, dude, this is probably the first time I really feel it really good with this show, more than even the movies.
Yeah, honestly, like I'm starting to like really understand, like maybe there was like a less interest in like really getting the movies right. You know what I mean? I feel like there's something missing in the movies. After experiencing the last 3 episodes, I do see that there's something missing in this trilogy, and I hope that Rise of Skywalker brings it, because
I pray,
because right now
they got a lot to live. They're
fighting against each other. Like I that's kind of what I don't get, why Disney did this. I would have appreciated if they would have released Rise of Skywalker, had their glory or whatever, or hopefully glory, and then a month later Mandalorian, because man, I think there's just a lot of stuff coming up. Like right now I'm playing a video game, Fallen Order, by the way. It's really great. It's really great. I'm liking it a lot. It's probably one of my favorite games, Star Wars, that I've played in a long time. And it's just a lot of content, you know, and I feel like I'm a little overwhelmed. But anyways, this show is definitely what I feel like I didn't know I was waiting for.
Yeah, man.
You know what I mean?
It just hits all the notes.
Yeah, it really does.
All the note, the music in it, it's great. Dun, 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 dun,
which, by the way,
dun.
it's Lug something. I forgot his name. He did Black Panther and his other stuff. Yeah. Dude, he works with Childish Gambino like on a regular basis, and with Kendrick Lamar. Dude, he's an amazing producer.
Wow, and the artwork that they're putting at the end of the shows is something that I love. Just standing there and just watching it, and just they put little even artwork that of scenes that you could just know that they were doing before they got to the other scene that we didn't see.
Yeah,
and it was really cool.
Overall,
great.
Yeah, I do want to say one last thing about the show. It's the other executive producer. I think he's an executive producer, or he might be a producer. Is Dave Filoni. Okay, Dave Filoni is actually the counterpart to Jon Favreau. Jon Favreau is definitely the one that's overseeing everything on a director, film producer type of way. But the other person that's doing the Star Wars lore and the feel of things is Dave Filoni.
So really, he's the one that...
He's the other... I don't want to say he's really the one. I think both of them are a team, dude, that it's just a match made in heaven, dude. Like, I feel like both of them were meant to do this.
The Russos?
And they're like the Russo brothers, but not brothers. And this guy was ahead of animation and stuff like that. And a lot of you guys, if you follow the cartoons and stuff like that, they're Clone Wars, Rebels, and this other stuff. But this guy gets it. As a matter of fact, he is the direct pupil of George Lucas. George Lucas took him under his wing and showed him how to build stories within the universe of Star Wars with the Clone Wars and other stuff. And now he's getting everyone that is a fan of these other animations. They've been they're wanting Dave Filoni to start doing something live action. And this was his first go at it. Actually, episode 1 was his first go at it. And he's going to have another episode later on in this season. But amazing stuff. He is just the guy that I feel like is what we need in Star Wars. And as a matter of fact,
you're right.
I might
sold me on the whole. He was the apprentice. Of Luke.
He gets it. You hear him in interviews, he gets deep, man. But there's this article somewhere that I read that Lucasfilm are actually in talks with Jon Favreau and Dave Filoni and another person teaming up that is doing Obi-Wan, the Obi-Wan series.
Oh my god!
Which she directed this episode 3.
Oh,
she was the one that directed this episode.
Oh, that's great.
And she's in charge of Obi-Wan.
Oh my god!
Come on, bro! Like this is what we want. And so anyway.
Oh my god, dude!
Yeah, dude.
Oh my god, bro!
Yes.
So we're gonna get the same thing of the Mandalorian
with
the Obi-Wan.
Yes.
And Ewan McGregor's gonna be there, bro.
Yeah.
Come on, dude. My mind's about to explode.
Yeah.
I'm just super excited, bro.
And so what I was saying is that there's a report saying that those two guys and this woman director, Chow, I forgot her name, they're gonna be heavily involved in future projects.
That's
in
great.
Lucasfilm.
That's so
dude,
great.
this is what I'm talking about. Okay, Kathleen Kennedy, great producer in big films and stuff like that, but she is not a creative mind. She is not. She is in charge of getting things done.
Right.
She's good at that. She's done billions of dollars in almost every single film in Star Wars, except for Solo. But what we need is a creative mind that can take Star Wars to the future.
Yep.
And I think we finally found them. This is the team. This is the people that we need to just hand over the keys and let them run wild, man. Because this is what we want.
I hope they can see that. I hope they can see that and pick them.
Yeah.
And like say, okay.
Yes.
How do we tell Kathleen and them in the future that they're not going to be the ones, you know what I mean?
Right.
That we got to give creative.
I think they're already noticing, dude.
I hope so.
Dude, I'm sure of it. So
Anyway,
guys, we got really involved.
Hey,
there.
you guys, our first show back in a couple weeks. We thank you guys for joining us. It was great. Hey, man, we're so excited about what's coming up.
Yeah.
Mandalorians and the Ewan McGregor Obi-Wan.
Yeah.
And obviously the Rise of Skywalker.
Disney Plus.
We definitely want to do something really, really special for those.
Yeah.
For those dates of the coming up to the Rise of Skywalker. I'm super excited.
So you can see more content about that coming up. We have less than a month, so you'll see some stuff.
Anyway,
stay
movie minded.
Peace.